Yeah. Thank you so much. Wow. That was lovely.
Professional.
She's so good with the clap. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Welcome back to town.
Welcome to town.
It's a
Toby,
rare,
no.
beautiful day in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah. Does it make you...
Yes, it a little bit makes me regret leaving, but you guys normalize being cold all the time, and it's not okay. It's really not okay.
Yeah. Especially now that we're boycotting Patagonia.
Yeah. So true.
Oh, why?
I lost
They're
some good puffers.
We lost Patagonia?
They're suing Patagonia. I know.
Yeah. No.
And that's just not going to work, so...
No.
And in the divorce, we choose Patty.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
Patagonia.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Since we're on the topic of place, like, walk me through... This is not about me at all, but, like, you leaving felt like such a huge loss to the community. And so...
People noticed I left?
Oh, my God, yes. Well, I'll tell you, I have been a fan of yours since before I'm sure we met, because I saw you on a show, and then I was like, they're doing this PEI thing, and so then I... went to go see the PEI show, and I was like, oh, you can just like make a show, like you can just put a show on and make a show. Okay, cool. And that gave me so much hope. And then something I remember so sharply and distinctly is that we were on this show that Tana did, and it was like you, me, Casper, Emery, Binia, and yeah, it was just like because she was the token lesbian. That's right, because TNT. That's right.
Oh yeah.
It was trans, non-binary, and token lesbian.
That was a great show.
And I remember this so clearly because it was the day after, I believe the day after or the day of, like, the Assad regime falling, and you like went on stage and were just like kind of experiencing this unbridled emotional thing, and it was like so beautiful. And then you had this moment that was like and like in honor of the journalists that have been silenced, in honor of the people that have been silenced, I need to be using my voice to be doing comedy or to be telling the truth and doing this thing. And then the next line out of your mouth was your joke about it's hard being non-binary and having big titties. And it was just like, it was so great. Anyway, so I like think about this moment so frequently. And
I've never had as much joy in my life since.
Yeah.
It sort of peaked that day.
Oh no.
Well, can I share my favorite memory of you then? So I remember there was this one time, and I remember it being in the White Horse. I don't remember what it was. It could have been a show. It could have been an open mic. But I had... Okay, so you went on stage and had this whole bit about straight people and how they seem not okay, and, you know, how they seem to hate their spouses, and it's a whole problem. And then I went on immediately after you with what I was doing at the time was this fairly hacky comedy about my marriage, which was actively falling apart. And
we love that for you.
And I thought about that a lot because it kind of inspired me to connect with an artistic point of view that's more rooted in my own reality rather than sort of giving the audience what I think they want to hear from me. And now I'm divorced and my comedy is far less hacky. So thank you for inspiring me.
You guys.
Anyway. We've just been waiting to share that.
Oh, that's so sweet. I don't know how to receive this admiration.
We can quickly move on if you want.
Great, let's do that.
Well, no, I was going to say that, like...
Actually, keep going.
Okay, great. Well, it feels... And so we were reading this Autostraddle article about Syrian Soap, which I'm sure we're going to talk lots about. And so I feel like, I don't know, I've never seen someone on stage. I was so, like, what's the word for envious when it's not, like, negative? It's, like... Inspired. Yeah, I was so inspired by this sort of like authentic expression. And from what I've been reading about clown, sorry. I was instructed in the article not to use it as a gerund.
Really?
No
I
gerunds.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I know about clown is that it is like this very emotional sort of experience. And so I don't know. Did you do clown before moving to LA? Did you move to
clown
LA to do clown?
Clown is what magnetized me to LA. I had a stand-up mentor, Zara Norbach, who's an Iranian comedian, who she was helping me develop an hour show. And she was the first person to kind of plant in my ear, like, don't wait for the gatekeepers. They're never going to let like queer people through.
Yeah. No.
Brown queer people. Absolutely not. Just make your shit. Don't wait for it, you know? So she was helping me develop an hour, and she was like, bro, there's something, first of all, you're tight, and like you need to fucking just go take some improv, do some clown, like get more physical and get in your body more. And she could also sense like when she saw me do comedy, she was like, you're like a clown trying to give a TED talk. Like, and you need to just embrace that a little bit more. And so I went down to LA and I took this intensive with the Idiot Workshop, which is run by John Gilkey, who used to be the director of Cirque du Soleil in its heyday.
And this is while you're living here?
While I'm living here. So I'm staying at like my best friend's parents' house. I need to go triage
the situation.
Exactly. Okay. It's like having a long distance girlfriend or something. I was commuting for a while, and the girlfriend being clown.
Yeah, of course.
And I was staying in like my bestie's childhood bedroom with her like intact 1998 Barbie dolls like on the walls, and commuting like an hour and a half from her parents' house to take these clown classes. And I just something unlocked inside of me. You know when you like first find theater or stand up or whatever it is, and you're like, I was born to do this.
Yes, I love that.
This is who I am, and I've been preparing to be. Except I really didn't know what it was, and I still am trying to figure that out. But yeah, there was something about the way that they were teaching clown that wasn't traditional. Like you say clown, and I cringe. I'm like, ugh. I don't want to see a clown at a birthday party. I don't want to go to the circus. I never want to. But what they're doing in modern LA clown is different. It's like more like performance art. It's sort of like blurring the line between what's real and what's a performance, and it's political, and it's like more just about telling the truth in any given moment, and like fucking around with the audience in a fun way.
Hell yeah. Fucking with the audience is great.
I love that.
Yeah.
Nova used to write on our dressing room mirror before every Luigi show, fuck the audience, and we would do that in our chant.
We'd put, hands in the center, fuck the audience on 3.
Yeah.
Love
and then
that.
we would have
we
our
still
show.
do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes in clown class, that's our prompt, is like, come out and fuck the audience or whatever it is.
So you're still
like
in
that.
classes?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm a lifelong class taker. I'm a Gemini.
Okay. Great. You know more about that than I do. You have intense knowledge here.
I do have intense knowledge, but I don't need to talk about
No
it right now because I'm a
She's shy.
Pisces. So
okay, but what's
I
Andre?
Can keep it in.
I'm just asking you
Andre's
because
a
you're
Cancer.
Andre's keeper.
That's true.
Okay.
She's my keeper.
Pisces, Cancer, you guys. No
Yeah.
wonder your home is so sweet.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We're kind of a mess, but you know.
Yeah.
But we're a mess together.
Especially on a full moon.
We're a mess together,
You
and
know,
that's what's important.
We're artists.
Yeah.
And that excuse gets us out of a lot. So.
Oh yeah. Great. Okay, so let's see. Syrian Soap. Do you have anything? Well, actually, no. Let me rewind. Okay, so you left here. You were like, I need to go down to find something, and then you found it in this class, and then you were commuting, and then you were like, I gotta go. This is it.
Yeah. It was just sort of like, I know I have something artistically I need support to develop that I'm not going to get the support to do here. Even though now I'm like, maybe I could have, because people like you are reviving the scene, the indie scene, and like, no, I think a lot of people are like, there's something happening again in the Bay Area. But I was like, I'm going to need like a bigger doula community to help birth whatever artistic baby is incubating inside of me. And that was the clown community, and just like the level of like rigor and artistry, and that you're in a place where like people are here to do their art and like take it serious. Like, but then I moved there and I was like, wow, I really came to the Harvard of this thing. Like I took one class and was like, let me go to Harvard. Which was very intimidating, because like my first clown class, who was in there? Connor Story for Meated Rivalry. And
You were in the class with him?
I was in the class with him. That was like
the famed clown class that everyone keeps talking about?
The literal second day I'd set foot in LA. It was a Chad Damiani class. He was in there, beautiful, gleaming, glistening somehow, just bulging with muscles, wearing a leotard, just like grace, like potency, power, like the ability to turn emotions on a dime, just like, it was like an amount of talent I had never seen, and I was like, why is this guy not famous?
Oh, and then you knew? Wow.
And then I was like, is this just LA? Like everyone is like this?
Wow.
And it kind of is. I don't know. It's kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
But the clowns are very supportive. It's not like other communities, I feel.
That's such a tricky. I mean, go ahead, because
well, I mean, back in the day, not anymore, but back in the day, San Francisco used to be the city that people would move to do one-person shows because it was known to be like the weird fringe
alternative
theater, like alt theater capital of of North America.
Like specifically one-person shows, because when we started writing the show, we were interviewing Baruch, and he was like, it was literally like one-person solo shows, a la any fringe festival. And that's what the art form was here, which I really am jealous of.
And I mean, unfortunately, the creative community here has really taken a huge hit over the past, 20 years due to unaffordable rents and a city that wants us out. However, it's such an incredible, like to know that LA is that for clowns in this year is very exciting.
Well, yeah, because because it means that like we can do something here that is different than it has been in the last 5 years or something like that. We just need to get some venues on the lineup, but all good. We'll figure it out. We're going to New York next month for our play, and then maybe we'll have to come back in the fall to go work on like the off-Broadway run is kind of like the next thing in the pipeline. Like New York is kind of like, should we go there? And like I went from grad school to New York, and I had the same moment that you described about going to clown class. I went to a storytelling class with Adam Wade, and it wasn't stand-up. I had tried stand-up so many different times and ways where I was like, I don't like trying to be funny. Like, it feels bad to try and be funny. It doesn't feel honest or whatever. I've kind of come around on it in the last few years, but I was just like, it's not quite working for me. I don't feel alive. And then I did a storytelling class, and I was like standing in front of a New York-based group I had been in North Carolina for 6 years before that, and I was just like, the second I was standing in front of a group of New York artists and storytellers, it was just like, it felt like the world opened up, because I was like, I can just come up here, I can cry, we can laugh. Like, it was just like so possible to like pursue that craft. And so I miss New York because it felt like this time for me. But then here, we know everyone, we know everyone performing. I feel like in the scene, we're meeting more people every day too. So can be nice too to be held in that way, but I don't know. I really don't know.
You're a natural clown, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. And whenever I've seen you do stand-up, I'm like, I saw you like develop more and more of that like understanding of what about your persona is funny. And like, you're just sort of like so much of what cracks us up is just seeing you do your like, I'm just a bumbling guy.
Oh my God, that couldn't have been more spot on. Holy smokes.
I feel like that's very clown. It's just sort of like, it's less about the punchline and more about the like, this is just who I am. Like
neurotic.
My neuroses on display is my comedy.
Well, thank you. First of all, I'm very flattered by that. And like that makes me feel hopeful because I feel like I haven't quite unlocked whatever the thing is that I'm trying to like tap into. Because partly I'm like extremely overwritten on behalf of Tobin. Like I just am like so overwritten in my jokes, but that's like what I don't like, please. That's what I like. I like being overwritten in my jokes. I like being like verbose to the point of ridiculousness, but it also is not ideal for like traditional comedy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You're a natural clown.
I'm a natural clown. Hey.
Take a class. I'm always out here like selling my pyramid scheme, except I don't benefit from it.
Do you have places in LA that you're like, this is the place? You're the Idiot?
Any of the classes in LA are great. I love Idiot. Okay. Chad's classes are awesome. Chad Damiani, Natasha Mercado, who's directing my show. She does something called Soft Clown. It's a little less like mask and like aggressive than Chad. Okay. Highly recommend. It's a little more of a vulnerable approach.
I love that. I love being vulnerable.
Yeah.
That is sort of your whole thing.
Cool.
Wait, tell me about your play again.
Well, we did Luigi's musical last year. Yeah. So we are.
But you're doing a new play?
Same one.
Oh, same one. Okay.
Yeah. So we're doing a staged reading, 7 shows in mid-June, with the hope of having an off-Broadway run by the end of the year.
Awesome.
We're optimistic about it.
And then we are fun. Also, I mean, we're just like, we're so busy with the play stuff right now. And then also our show has just been all consuming because but then we each are working on, like, we're in the pipeline. We each have a, like, one person type of show. I feel like both of them could use some clown energy. Nova's doing an hour on lying.
Hell yeah.
Or am I?
Yeah.
Say more about yours.
Okay, I see. I shouldn't be speaking for you. That makes sense. Because I was a teacher and then I was fired for radical behaviors, and I really want to write a show that is like, as a teacher, as if the audience is part of my classroom, and also like getting fired, like just like playing with who I'm addressing and who I'm teaching, and then like, yeah. So that's the show I'm working on. But I don't. Yeah.
So I'd love to hear about how Syrian Soap came to you. Did it come fully formed? Did it come as an idea that needed to be, like pulled into something?
Yeah, and I also want to hear the same about you all. So Syrian Soap, it was like a seed of inspiration that was sort of like, came to me first as a stand-up. Like, it was sort of like, okay, this is going to be a stand-up show. And it was during a meditation. And sometimes I get jokes in meditations because my mind sort of quiets down and then the silliness comes out. Wow. But it was like, I could just sort of see, I didn't know that this was the show I wanted to make, but I could sort of see like, there's a story I want to tell and I want to do it through comedic performance. And I would just sort of write down the jokes. And then Zara Norbach, my stand-up mentor at the time, was like, come over to my house and after the baby goes to sleep and let's just like jam. And we would just sort of talk, and she'd be like asking me questions and I'd just be like venting and she'd be typing, and she'd be like, I'd be like, well, you know how like your situationships like stress your ancestors out. And she'd be like, what? No. I don't think that's true for everyone. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, tell me about this ancestor. I'd be like, like this grumpy old guy from the desert who's like, this bitch, I can't believe you. And she'd be like, what does he look like? And we would just sort of, and then that was the ancestor character that came to be in the show. But she at a point was like, bro, you're making a show that's kind of like beyond the scope of what I can help you with. Because it's like, there's something here that's maybe more than stand-up, and I think you should go try clown and improv. Oh. So I spent a summer learning improv in Chicago, which was one of the funnest, sluttiest summers of my life.
Oh yeah, slutty summer.
Wow.
Slutty improv summer. Everyone needs one of those.
Improv summer. It feels like it's band camp, but even more grotesque.
This all feels like delayed adolescence stuff.
Totally.
Like I'm living it out in my 30s because I didn't as a kid. Then I went to LA and learned clown, and it felt like each of those was like a puzzle piece that became this show. And I started developing this version of the show in a workshop with a clown called Claire Woolner, who's amazing, also has like an award-winning solo show that's very deep and clowny at the same time. And we would just like work. It was just helpful to have that structure of like every week you bring 10 minutes in front of a little audience and you see what works. And at first it was like mostly stand-up with a few little characters here and there. And then eventually I was like, I think the stand-up show will be its own thing one day. And stand-up lends itself to a certain kind of storytelling that is helpful. Like you get your points across. Stand-up is like a persuasive essay, and it's got a certain structure, but it felt a little limiting to me.
Sure.
So then I was like, okay, what would happen if I just let the stand-up show be its own thing in the future and just like let this Pandora's box open and be whatever it wants to be? And then it was weird performance art for a while. And I had an acting coach when we got to go back to Syria for the first time, and I studied with this acting coach there. They're all very like rigorously trained as professionals in acting, because acting was a government job, because it was a socialist government. So like actors worked for the state. So everyone had a paycheck, which is crazy, but all the media was censored. Sure. Was the other, unfortunately. But she taught me like basic performance skills like breath and voice work, which I really needed and didn't know about. And then she helped me develop some of the like pantomime stuff, but it got really kind of like intensely dramatic in a way I didn't really want it to be. And then it would kind of traumatize me.
Yeah, so totally.
Because I was like acting out being forced to flee Syria or whatever, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And so the next layer was meeting my director, Natasha Mercado, who I had been her student. And I was like, are you my mommy for this show? You know? And she was like, yes.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. And she's been amazing and has really like, she's like really believed in it and is like, we're going to make this the best version that it can be. And she helped me be like, okay, now go back to your childhood and look at everything you've ever made in your whole life that you love, put it in a Google Drive and give me a presentation about it.
About like all your arts that you've, okay, I love that.
And it was like so fun to connect with my inner child. And it was like somehow me playing Wilbur in the 4th grade connects to this show. And like the weird screenplay I wrote in high school connects to this show.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
And then it brought the joy back into it. And she helped me realize like when I veer too far into performance art, like it's great because you build a lot of tension and then break it. Do something stupid.
Like it's hard having big titties and being non-binary.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I love that. So it kind of feels like you just were like asking the universe for something and the universe answered and delivered the people that needed to be the sort of helpful stewards of that.
And I rearranged my life to find them and like depleted my savings account. But also I will say it has been very humbling, like how long it takes to develop good work. Like I thought I was like 6 months. I'll make this show in 6 months. It took a damn like year and a half, you know, and it's not even that good yet. I'm not saying that to be humble. I'm saying it to be honest.
We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. It's like embarrassing how long it's taken me just to get it here, but partly because I had to learn the skills I needed to make the show I wanted.
I feel like ever since I similarly think that I was like rearranging my life. It was less are you my mommy and more are you my like life partner that I met Nova and was like we're like meeting in this artistic.
And are you my mommy?
And are you my mommy? But that's private. That's personal. But like just we started now since we did the musical, it was like okay, this is the process. But then we've been just consuming so much art, and so we just saw this play that has inspired me so much and is like one of the inspirations for my show that I'm working on. Every Brilliant Thing. When you're in New York, if you have not yet seen it, I think Mariska Hargitay is doing it this month in June. It like broke my brain in terms of what a play could be because it was like a 1-person show where the audience participated, but it was just like and that took like 10. We looked it up. It was like 10 years. It was like Eddie for 6,
like 6 years in a row or something. It's slow. You know, like creating something honest is hard, and there sort of is this like gradual emerging, you know, that sort of requires this ongoing dedication and sacrifice and learning. So this is just, you know, the process.
Do you what is it like to be patient with that? Like, are you just like, I need it to be done? Are you like, do you feel a tunnel vision around it? Or are you feeling just like it's part of your personhood, or how is your,
do you ever get mad at it?
Yeah. Do you get mad at it?
Last week I was like, I can't stand this fucking show. I can't wait to kill it. I can't wait to put it in the grave and bury it. I was so done. But then I learned it's like a canon event that Tech Week is like that in any in any show, and it was Tech for Hollywood Fringe. But no, it's partly what it's been is like I get wildly ambitious because I'm stupid, and I'm like, you know what I did? I took it to Edinburgh like when it was half baked. Just because I happened to be overseas going to Syria, and I was like, let me just on a whim
pop on over.
And I was like, and then if I had known what Edinburgh actually was, what it entails, all the work and like money it takes, and the like that it's a place where people take their shows when they're really ready to like have them be seen, I wouldn't have done that.
But it was your first Eddie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it's just like you have to go once to be
That's
like, what
canon.
the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's canon.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on
like
here?
An unprepared Eddie experience.
But I did have a great time, and it was really an expensive but fun way to workshop the show really rapidly and have audiences that I didn't have to hustle too hard to fill seats for. Whoa. Because it was, I had luck. I don't know why.
That's not an Eddie story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think it's just like I just had a good venue with good community and a lot of artists supporting me and some local friends and that kind of, I mean, it wasn't sold out, but it was like solid every night.
Amazing.
But I only did a week.
Yeah.
So
since we're talking about Eddie, do you want to clear the air about your issue?
Well, I had an altercation with a clown in Eddie.
Yeah.
That I'd like to tell you about.
Yeah, and I will speak on behalf of all clowns.
Thank you.
Okay.
You likely know him. But I'm not going to say his name on the internet.
Okay, great.
And so let me frame this by saying, what happened first is that we went over our time slot.
It's definitely our fault.
Which
apparently
a mortal sin.
It's like a
in
cardinal
any fringe.
sin
Yeah,
in
yeah,
any
yeah.
fringe situation. So we already started off in a really bad situation here. And so there was this clown who had his time slot right after ours. And so he was coming in as we were striking all of our stuff. And one of our actresses was in the middle of changing backstage, and he was trying to come through. And she had instructed me specifically, don't let anyone through here because I'm in the middle of changing. And so multiple times I had to tell him, stop, you can't come back here yet. I'm really sorry. We have an actress who is in mid-undress. There's an unmarried Christian actress who is halfway undressed back here. You cannot come through. I had to tell him 3 separate times. And then finally she was done and he was able to come through. Then as we were pulling all of our stuff out, there was one chair that we had left on stage, and he took it and threw it in my general direction. So in fairness, he had a good reason to be upset.
Sure.
The next day...
you clowns, you're trained in following the impulse.
That is true. He had an impulse and he followed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then the next day, I wanted to smooth things over. So I went to talk to the bar manager. And I said, I'm really sorry about this. I know we went over our time slot. What can I do to make this better for the remainder of our run? And she said, I would like you to apologize to the clown whose time slot you went over. And I said, of course. And then instead of doing that, I decided to make it worse. So then the next day when we were striking at the appropriate time and he was coming in, I took the chair and threw it in his general direction like he had done to me. And then I called out to him, have a great show, in a very aggressive way.
Sure.
And then after that...
I see a pensive, kind of self-reflective.
Well, then it got spooky.
Moment.
Every time we would come into the venue after that, all of our posters had been turned upside down.
It was like mob behavior. I was like, oh no, like they're like, we have money on our heads.
We're gonna find a red nose in our bed at night. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that we're welcome back at that venue.
No.
Yeah.
So, speaking for clowns, how should I handle this situation?
This is hard because now I'm putting on my conflict mediator hat. I work as a conflict mediator, and I really firmly believe you can't preemptively apologize before you are ready to. Like, fake apologies are worse than not apologizing.
The subtext of what you're saying is you don't sound ready.
No. What I'm saying is, in that situation, it was a kind of impossible ask.
I was asked to apologize when I was not yet ready.
You were not ready. Yeah, ready. Yeah. So I don't like. It's like that. It's like the rage didn't have an expression yet.
That is so true.
That said, that was definitely an act of war. You guys, like, you're gonna. I mean, you did bring upon yourself the haunting of the clown.
Yeah, we're concerned
after having done that.
Yeah,
because it's in no way acceptable for the unmarried Christian thing. Really piqued my interest. But
true though, true.
Okay,
yeah.
True. So if she was married, being seen as naked is okay.
Listen, this was her concern.
Okay,
neither of us understand the dynamic.
If she was a kept woman,
would that
if
have
she
been
belonged
better
to
or
a
worse?
man,
oh, interesting.
then her body, I don't know, whatever.
I don't know.
Every time we tell the story, I've never asked this question about.
Maybe the viewers can weigh in. Is it better or worse to intrude upon a changing actress if she is married or unmarried?
Keep in mind, she's Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know.
Okay, great.
I'm looking at your clock, and I know you have to leave at like 3:45. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any closing thoughts about anything that we should know? What's next in the journey for your art, and where we can start finding you and following you and obsessing over your work?
I just think that I love what you guys are doing, and I feel like I just want anyone who has that little spark of like, there's something I want to make, but I don't know how, to just like figure it out. Find your friends, like
figure it out.
Make it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
do whatever you have to do, like sell your eggs, like whatever it is.
I have so many to spare. We're not having kids.
Don't get a permit. Just do it.
Just do
Don't
it.
ask permission.
Do it.
Ask
even
forgiveness.
house show, like whatever
Yeah.
it is. I've been to some really cool, weird house shows that I love.
Hell yeah.
Do it in a basement of
Yeah.
a Laval's Pizza Kitchen.
Yeah.
Do it wherever you can.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's based on Baruch saying that he did Hamlet, and he was like, I did Hamlet in the basement of a Laval's Pizza Kitchen, and so we just had to write that into the show that he was
It's
like.
a true story, though.
Absolutely.
The show is great. I mean, anyway, we can talk
Only
about this
the
later.
play
but-
within the play version of Hamlet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, damn, I wish we had all day to sit and talk, but we're so excited to see the show.
Oh, yay. Thanks
Great.
for inviting me, guys.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And also, what is your stage name?
Edib Farhan.
Edib Farhan is going to be doing Syrian Soap tonight, which you're not going to know because this isn't going to post until next week. And then you're going to New York.
Yeah, I'm going to do a run at Hollywood Fringe.
Hollywood Fringe first.
And then
New York.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Keep up with their work. And
Can't wait.
can't wait.
Yay. Thanks, guys.
Yay.
And that's a wrap.
And this is